Welcome to episode 12. I knew the number this time. This is the first week, I think, that I knew the number. Episode 12 of the We the Fans Network podcast. I'm Ron. We got Zach, Mike, and Boomer. And as always, you can find us on social media, Instagram and Facebook at We the Fans Network. On Twitter at WeTheFans_Ron. You can get Zach at
Zach_Sestero.
with a C and two O's.
And two O's, yeah. I feel like we always have to say that.
Mike.
Gonna follow the Instagram. Boom went the dynamite.
Twitter.
Whoop, there it is.
See, I
Not spelling it.
I feel like Boomer
Not
should have
spelling
that name on his Instagram.
Boom went the dynamite. You gotta give it up now, Mike says. Zach says to Mike.
You really should switch those Instagram names.
I just made that one, man. That's fresh.
Boomer, Twitter.
Just at Live with Boomer or at TCB.
Alright, and of course, if you're listening to the audio, go check out the video on YouTube. If you're watching the video, go check out the audio, because you might like one better than the other. I don't know, just get the views up on both. Hit click, share, like, retweet. That's all important to us. Now let's start this week's show. Obviously, as usual, football heavy. We're going to go back to our playoff picks from episode 7. I have them all written down right here, and we'll see who was right, who was wrong, who got the most right and actual seeding wise. But that's later. We'll start by what's been going on the past week, basically, in the NFL. A lot of head coaches have lost their jobs. Some surprising, more surprising than others. There's a few coaches that weren't head coaches last year in the NFL that are rumored to be really high on some people's list for coaching candidates for some teams. So let's just go through the guys that were fired real quick. Let me know if I miss anybody, but I have the Dolphins fired Adam Gase, the Jets fired Todd Bowles, the Browns, we know, fired Hugh Jackson earlier in the season. Broncos fired Vance Joseph. Cardinals fired Steve Wilkes after only one season. Terrible season, but it was still only one season. The Packers fired McCarthy, and the Bengals finally fired Marvin Lewis.
Forgot the Buccaneers.
And the Buccaneers fired Dirk Cutter, but I don't think anybody really cares about them at all.
Yeah, I know.
No.
You said let me know if I forgot.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting me know.
Okay.
Anybody stand out to you there? I know definitely Adam Gase stands out to me.
I think both Adam Gase and McCarthy get jobs right away.
Yes.
Where do you think Gase goes?
I don't think Gase will get a head coaching job.
I think he
Interviewed with the Jets.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got. I think it'll be Jets,
interview.
Browns, or Cardinals. He'll go to one of those three because they all have young QBs and he's a good offensive
I
player.
think he's going to Arizona. That's
I
what
don't
I
think
think.
the Jets will hire him. The Jets are interviewing the OC of Kansas City.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is I think the Jets are in on Bieniemy.
And they also, you know him, Boomer. They're interviewing Texas Tech's head coach, and I would love it if they hired him.
No, I think he needs to stay in college. I don't think he's ready for the NFL.
He's a good coach, though. He knows how to run
I
an
think he has
offense.
too big of an ego to walk into an NFL locker room. He's got a pretty big ego.
So, being that we're already talking about the coaches that are looking for jobs, I'm going to run off a quick list too of coaches that were not head coaches last year, either college coaches or they sat the season out, or coordinators of some kind. Bruce Arians, high on a lot
he
of
don't want to
people's
come
lists.
back.
He has said he would come back for the Cleveland Browns job and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers job, are two jobs that actually Bruce Arians had said that he was interested in. Josh McDaniels, obviously offensive coordinator of New England. I think he may be high on the Jets list also.
He's not going
I think
anywhere.
it all goes back to the
He
young
turned down the
quarterback.
Colts last year.
Head
He's
coach
not
Chuck
going to the Jets.
Pagano, interview with Broncos.
Chuck
Just
Pagano.
like
I didn't
that.
even have Chuck Pagano.
Nobody's giving that piece of crap a job.
What?
Got an interview with the Broncos.
Why is he a
tomorrow.
piece of crap?
What do you mean? He's an awful freaking coach. That guy doesn't deserve to be in the NFL ever again.
Why? He took the call to the playoffs countless
Yeah,
times.
I like Chuck
I
Pagano.
thought Pagano was
You
good.
guys are nuts.
All right, well,
He's
anyway.
garbage.
Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator, Kansas City. Darren Rizzi, special teams for Miami. I've really only heard him internally in Miami, but the word is the players, the organization, they all love him. He's a real players coach. but not to the point of where he has he like is almost like a player, like a Rex Ryan was with his mouth, but to the point of where they're saying where he knows how to deal with players, and he knows how to deal with not just the on-the-field issues, but the off-the-field issues. Darren Rizzi's one of the small number of people that have stayed in the Dolphins organization throughout a bunch of coaching changes. So I don't know if he's being looked at outside of Miami, but he's a head coaching candidate, at least for the Dolphins. John Harbaugh. Still, nobody really knows what's going on with him.
No one knows what's up with him.
Yeah, they already said they're giving him an extension. They said it before.
Well, they can say whatever they want.
Is he going to take it?
They can say whatever they want. This is a different team with Lamar Jackson, and he was already a little bit on the hot seat.
Oh, John Harbaugh. I thought you were talking about
No,
Jim.
I'm talking about John Harbaugh.
I was thinking of Jim.
I'm talking about John Harbaugh.
They already said he's getting extended.
Well, let's see what happens.
No, John's got one more year. He just signed in 2019.
I've been saying don't be surprised if maybe your Jets wind up trading for a head coach. Okay? So
That's a stretch, but I would
I've
mind it.
been saying, if you guys remember, I've been saying for a while, don't be surprised if both Flacco and Harbaugh are not in Baltimore next year. I'm telling you, I'm sticking by that.
Well, you can say it all you want, you're wrong.
Same thing with Mike Tomlin. Who knows if Mike Tomlin's going to be in Pittsburgh next year?
Tomlin will stay.
I think he's going to stay too, but I think there's a chance that he's out. Now, Jim Harbaugh. Jim,
I would consider.
Rumors are that actually Jim Harbaugh may have played a big role in the surprise Adam Gase firing because he has ties to Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins. Mike, you've been quiet so far. Any comments, opinions on any of these coaches or the Dolphins specifically?
I mean, I read about the connection between Harbaugh and Ross. That was big rumors the first time around when he decided not to come to Miami. I don't think he's coming to Miami. Personally, I want the defensive coordinator from Chicago. The name is slipping my mind.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he'd be a good fit. McCarthy is going to go where he feels he has the best quarterback, whether that's the Jets or maybe he thinks Rosen is better in Arizona. But he's going to cherry pick where he wants to go.
I think he's a good fit for the Jets. I really do.
I think it works for the Jets. I really do.
Me too.
The other Harbaugh in Baltimore's not going anywhere. He'll re-sign and extend. He's got no reason. He's got a young quarterback. Tampa, I have no idea. I haven't heard any names to them. Who else did we miss?
I had heard somebody for Tampa, but I'm looking up right now. I'm pretty sure it was a college coach, and I'm trying to remember right now. They said that it's looking like it might happen. Everybody's like, that's a bad call if they do it. But hold on, I'm looking it up
Iowa
real quick.
State? Was it Iowa State's?
No, he won't leave. Matt Campbell?
Yeah. I heard the Jets are interviewing him too.
Dead air?
Question. No. Jets. Who do you want for the Jets, Zach? Who do you see best?
Right now, I think my number one is going to be McCarthy, just because he's an offensive coach and I want someone that's going to work with Darnold. I have a young quarterback.
He's a head coach too.
He's a head coach.
Do you like Gase? What about Gase?
I wouldn't want Gase. I think Gase is a good coach. I wouldn't want him.
I think Gase
for
is
the
better off in
Jets,
Arizona.
and I don't know if he's a head coach. I feel like, you know what I mean. He's more of an assistant coach at the end of the day. I do like him though. I wouldn't. But I'm going to stick with McCarthy, and honestly, I know Boomer's going to disagree. This Texas Tech coach, he's really good. And if the Jets signed him, I would not complain. So my number one pick's McCarthy. What about you? What do you want for the Dolphins? Oh, you said the DC from Chicago.
Yeah, defensive coordinator. What's his name, Ron?
I forgot. I didn't have him written down.
He's got a lot of.
I know who you're talking
Italian
about.
name. I forget what it is.
I'll look it up right now. Honestly,
Italian.
I wouldn't be mad with him. And honestly, the things that I've been reading about Darren Rizzi, I don't think I'd be upset if they promoted him internally. I don't think I'd be mad about that.
That's more of a baseball move to make, though, kind of bring the guy that's been in-house for a while.
Yeah, but it's also something the Dolphins never do. There's so many franchises that do it and we
you gotta
don't.
be careful.
I think you guys cannot go with DC, especially considering the fact you don't even know who your quarterback's going to be.
Boomer's defense has been horrendous for years. Horrendous.
It don't matter how good your
Vic
defense
Fangio.
is.
Fangio?
That's his name. There you go.
Fangio, something like that.
Fangio.
Yeah, there's defensive coordinator. Fangio, maybe. I don't know, but I think How about, did you guys hear that the Bengals are actually thinking about hiring Hugh Jackson, but they're scared of the media backlash?
Oh, as an OC, right?
No, I heard they're
as a head coach. Yeah, head coach.
Oh, I heard OC.
No, head
why
coach.
not?
If they hire him at all, it's just so stupid.
It'd be funny.
He's a football guy. They get recycled.
Fair enough. He's a football guy, but I don't even think he's an offensive coordinator at this point. I mean, he lost so many games, dude. He's an assistant right now.
No,
he's an offensive line coach, a receiver coach, a quarterback coach.
No,
right
I feel like
now.
he's a quarterback coach.
You know, I mean, he's not an offensive coordinator right now.
Definitely not a head coach.
I mean, look, he lost his job to a defensive coordinator who ran his offense, not his offense, but ran an offense, the same offense, better than him.
Listen, why wouldn't the Browns just hire Greg Williams? You won like 5 games straight with him as your head coach.
I think they want McCarthy. That's what I think.
I think they better not, because I want McCarthy.
I think McCarthy would be good there too.
Arians.
I think McCarthy would
He'd go to Cleveland.
I think McCarthy would be good for Cleveland.
I want McCarthy.
I think McCarthy would be good for Cleveland. Let's move on. Unless Boomer, you're still.
No, keep.
Huh?
Yeah, if I find it up, we can move on. But I don't.
All right.
I think McCarthy's better at either Jets or Cardinals, personally.
I think we're going to see McCarthy at the Jets or the Browns, and Gase is going to be in Arizona. As far as everybody else, I have no idea. I feel like maybe the Packers try and bring in Josh McDaniels. I think maybe that could happen. I could see that.
I can see Aaron Rodgers.
Or Eric Bieniemy. But I don't know. It's this coaching carousel this year is going to be a weird one. Let's go on to quarterbacks that could potentially be on the move. And obviously, I know there's obviously more than what we're going to say here. But these are the bigger name quarterbacks. And again, if I missed anybody, let me know. Ryan Tannehill, Joe Flacco, Derek Carr, Teddy Bridgewater, Nick Foles. Thank you. You caught that. Nick
That was the first
Foles,
one, man.
Andy Dalton, and Jameis Winston. And maybe Tyrod Taylor. I didn't miss anybody, right? So, I don't know. Do any of
Derek Carr
these...
ain't going anywhere, but, you know.
Well, if any of these
Not
guys...
this year.
Who leaves and is guaranteed a starting spot? Foles, Dalton, Carr, and Bridgewater?
Carr ain't leaving.
I say
He went anywhere near trade, so he'd definitely be starting.
the only one.
True.
I see only 2 definite starters on this list. 3.
Foles, Dalton.
Carr's gonna stay put. I think Carr's staying.
If Foles goes anywhere, he's starting too.
Foles is a
Nick
definite
Foles in
starter.
Miami.
Stop!
Foles is
For a
definite
year,
starter.
maybe.
Suck.
For a year, I'll take it.
Stop. Dude, you get Nick Foles. He's 29. Let him run the offense for a couple years, 2-3 years. You draft your quarterback still. Hopefully
Mike,
the 2020 class.
Mike,
and boom.
where have you been since 2001? Have we not been through this?
Oh, man.
I think.
I would not take Foles. I found that head coach, by the way, but...
Off of that list, I'll take Foles out of everybody.
Right, Foles.
Carr
and Dalton the same put. I think
Fair enough. But if we're just going by that list, I want
I think
Carr.
Tannehill's going to start somewhere definitely next year.
Where? Jacksonville?
Tampa.
Do we give him to like Chad Henne? Do we give him to Jacksonville?
I think he's staying in Florida. I think he'll go to Tampa or Jacksonville.
I don't know if
I think he could run Jacksonville's offense.
Another quarterback just like Blake Bortles.
He's not
Better
just
than
like Blake
Bortles.
Bortles.
He's a little better than Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles
He's
is
not
longer.
good.
Stop.
Dude, he is
Why every
terrible.
week do we have to do this, Boomer? Every week you people have to upset me with something.
I feel like Alex Smith is going to call it a career,
He has to.
and the Redskins are going to need a quarterback next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Tannehill goes there. I wouldn't be surprised
They're
if Flacco
like the
goes
same
there.
guy. They're both checkdown kings. Old toe thumbs will be out there throwing it 3 yards like he does all the time.
I don't like your disrespect.
Eli Manning's the king of the checkdowns.
On another level today.
The amount of
Head coach, by
disrespect.
the way, for college to go to Tampa Bay was Brian Kelly. They said it's looking
Who's
pretty
that?
for sure. Brian Kelly in Tampa Bay.
Oh, really?
Notre Dame's head coach, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know. Even I know who Brian Kelly is. Boom. But so we're saying you don't think Dalton goes anywhere?
Dalton and Carr are staying put.
Does anybody else agree with that?
If I was a head coach, I'd get whoever's coming into Cincinnati. I'd get rid of Dalton.
I think so too.
I don't think Dalton had a horrible season at all.
I think, well, AJ Green.
I don't think Dalton's ever had a
defense
good
is ranked
season.
32.
I'm pretty sure AJ Green is about to get paid, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is a big year for him. Contract
I think so.
And I think it's also getting to be a big year for Dalton, and I think that's also partially playing a role in it.
I'm telling you, they have the worst defense in the league. They have no reason to get rid of Andy Dalton. He actually really didn't have a bad season. The Bengals started really hot. Their defense.
You know what I would do if I was the Giants? I would trade Odell Beckham Jr. to the Bengals for Andy Dalton and AJ Green.
And if you did that, if you were the Bengals, you would be stupid.
No way. They're going to get rid of Dalton anyways.
Yeah, but AJ Green,
Now you're
not gaining anything in that trade. You're losing.
Andy Dalton's not any better than Eli Manning.
Yeah.
What?
Manning at almost
Bro,
40.
they're both kind of bad themselves.
Andy Dalton is not as good as
Exactly.
today's Eli Manning.
But Dalton's better.
It's like,
I
oh,
think
do I want
Dalton-
this round
Dalton for
apple or this
another
rotten
year.
fucking orange? They're
Yeah, but
both
Eli
Who's the
can't
apple?
play anymore. At least Dalton for 1 year while you draft whoever Haskins this year, you have somebody who can kind of play. Because I don't think Haskins is ready to
Eli's
go play.
done.
Give me a good
OBJ is not
offensive
going
line,
anywhere.
good
The
weapons
GM
on offense. I'd rather take Eli Manning right now
Eli
than Andy
cannot play football anymore, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, he cannot.
I'm a big Eli guy, but Eli's done.
I think Eli should retire, but I think even now he's
I
better
think he
than
doesn't have
Andy
a
Dalton.
choice.
I disagree.
GM released a
That's
statement saying they're not
crazy.
trading or shopping Odell Beckham Jr. They wouldn't have signed him for as long
Right.
as they did.
Right.
So it's not going to be a thing.
He's on the trading block right now.
He's not. It's
Boo-
full-
Yes, he is.
That's
You're
full-
on the
that's
trading
fake
block
news,
right now.
Because the GM just released a statement today saying he's
You're
not
on the
going
trading
anywhere.
block. I'm calling Trevor
That's fake
and
news.
I'm letting him know what does he want from you. We're trading Boomer back to Pro Sports Extra. All right, now let's go take a trip back in time to episode 7. I believe it was week 12, going into week 12 of the NFL. Yeah, it was, because I think each team had 4 games left when we were going through the games.
Yeah, it was week 12.
It was going into week 12 of the NFL, and we made our playoff picks. So I'll go through them real quick. We'll start with the AFC. I had, from 1st to 6th, Chiefs, Texans, Patriots, Steelers, Chargers. Zach had Chiefs, Patriots, Steelers, Texans, Chargers, Colts. I also had the Colts. I didn't say them. Boomer had Chiefs, Steelers, and then a little flakiness over here. 3rd and 4th, he had New England and Houston, both finishing some kind of 3rd and 4th.
Because I didn't know what the tiebreaker was. And they did have the same record, so suck it.
And then he had the Chargers and the Ravens. Mike had the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Texans, the Chargers, and the Colts. So let's stay in the AFC.
So fuck the Steelers, because we're all wrong.
We were all wrong about the
They
Steelers,
screwed
every
us.
one of us.
Hey, screwed us.
The only ones that had the Patriots second, and I was giving you big shit for it that day. Yep, was Mike and Zach were the only ones that had them. Other than that, in the AFC, everybody got the teams right. Mike and Zach had the most correct picks in the AFC with 4. You had the Chiefs, Patriots, Chargers, and Colts all in the right seed. And me and Boomer had... I shouldn't even give him the Texans at 3 with that.
Didn't Mike
Fugazi.
have the Ravens?
No, Boomer had the Ravens, actually. Boomer was the only one that had the Ravens making the playoffs. Good for you, Boomer. Congratulations.
I thought I had them making the playoffs too.
I thought you had them in the wild card
You had the
spot.
Colts. I just listened to it back.
A future podcast after that one, maybe I switched.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. A few weeks later, after the division starting getting wrapped up, we did another one, and we just picked who we thought was going to take the wild card spots. But this was when we picked...
That's what I told you, that he wanted the Steelers to win it all.
Yeah. But we're going by when we picked the whole thing, okay? All right? Not just 2 picks, okay?
Right.
That's not impressive. It's not impressive enough for me. Yeah, but, I think we did pretty good based on what we had. In the NFC, we were all wrong about the top 2 picks. The seeding, anyway, except Mike. Mike had the Saints and the Rams 1-2. Everyone else had the Rams and then the Saints 1-2. Everyone had the Chicago and Dallas making the playoffs. Mike was the only one that had them 3rd and 4th the wrong way. So, flip those. And then this is where it got really screwed up for everybody. All of us had Carolina making the playoffs. Carolina didn't make the playoffs.
Mike and Seattle, you all had Minnesota.
I had, if you remember, I didn't have Minnesota. I had the winner of Week 14, Seattle versus Minnesota Monday night.
So you cheated. That's what you mean.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'll take Houston and New England, 3rd and 4th, both of them. And so Seattle winds up winning that game, so I actually wound up having...
tiebreaker.
I had the right team, but I had them in the wrong seed. But Mike and Zach had Minnesota, and that was wrong.
Well,
but most picks with, 6 were Mike and Zach, so congratulations. You win nothing. But yeah, we can't get these points anyway.
1,000 points.
Yeah, 1,000 points to everybody. 1,000 points to everybody. Boomer gets 1,001. There you go. So, you guys have a choice here. I'll let you pick what we're going to end the show with. I didn't make picks for the playoffs because I was running
you did. We all saw your graphic.
You did. It's posted.
No, that was wrong. No, that was wrong. I deleted
It
it.
don't matter. You messed up. We saw it.
Yeah, I did it bracket style. It's
world
stupid. It doesn't make sense. But we could either...
It's on Twitter. It's official.
We could either... Oh, right, Antonio Brown. Let's talk about Antonio Brown first. I forgot about Antonio Brown. But decide what you want to do for the end of the show. We're either going to talk Troy Tulowitzki and the Yankees because
We're not talking that.
Mike and Zach apparently thinks there's a story behind that.
Absolutely.
I know Boomer doesn't want to. Or we could make some playoff picks off the top of our heads.
We got to
right
do
now.
the playoff picks.
I like making the playoff picks.
Let's go with Antonio Brown and the Steelers right now. What do you guys think is going to happen, Zach?
Obviously, I think they're going to have to trade him. You know, from what I hear, there wasn't a problem between Ben and AB, and now there's a new report saying there was a huge problem with Ben and AB, and it resulted in AB throwing a football at Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know if you guys heard that. But,
they're saying he either threw it at him or he threw it, like, at his feet, like, at the ground.
There's definitely trouble in paradise, but it's not really panic mode for the Steelers because at the end of the day, you're going to get something good for Antonio Brown. Also, Juju Smith-Schuster has proved this season that he can be your new number 1 receiver. This kid, Washington, is sick. He just didn't get enough looks because he's had AB and Juju on the team. But Washington's really good. You got Ryan Switzer, and you got both his tight ends with Vance McDonald and Jesse James.
You got Justin Hunter yet, too.
Right. So the Steelers can go ahead and go get a first-round draft pick from wherever. You know, even if they want to go trade with like a Cardinals, not like a Cardinals, but like go get a high draft pick and then you go get another receiver. This kid Marquise Brown or whatever coming out of Oklahoma is supposed to be sick. So the Steelers could easily go trade for a draft pick, or they can go trade for a really big name defensive player. I can't really think of one on the top of my head, but I'm sure there's going to be.
The whole draft's going to be defense, my man.
Yeah, there are, right. Or you can go get a draft pick defensively, or you can go trade for someone in the league defensively. At the end of the day, you know, AB will get a new team. He'll probably get to pick where he goes with a good quarterback where he wants. I'm hoping the Jets. I'm thinking he's going to want a young quarterback. He's not going to want to go with an old quarterback. So maybe he wants to try something with Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen or one of these newer guys.
Jamal Adams,
you know where I can definitely see him going. You know where Jamal Adams tweeted at him. You know where I can definitely see him going? Chicago to go play with Mitch Trubisky and Khalil Mack.
Jarvis Landry tweeted out a picture of him and Le'Veon Bell, and it was something like Imagine, and they all responded on it.
Right.
No way Cleveland's going to be able to sign all of them, but
no.
It depends. Antonio Brown will stay if Mike Tomlin is gone, because Tomlin's there with Roethlisberger. If the ownership keeps them together, Antonio Brown's out of there. For whatever reason, Tomlin gets fired. I think they keep Antonio Brown. They bring in a different coach. That's my conspiracy theory on that one.
I think Ben runs the show, Mike. I think it doesn't matter.
But also,
Tomlin
he's
stays.
a
If that's
retired
the case,
suit.
Tomlin stays.
I think AB has had it with their relationship. I think you're right with the Tomlin-Roethlisberger relationship. I think that could make him stay if Tomlin's gone, but I think Ben runs the show over there. But I was just looking at some things. Antonio Brown has a pretty shitty contract to trade. He's got a salary cap hit of $22 million this year. If he's off the roster, the Steelers take a $21 million hit of dead money. That kind of sucks. I mean, no matter what, they're going to have to deal with that money. They said if they cut him post June 1st, which obviously isn't going to happen, it would be a $7 million hit. Yeah, they'd just be eating a lot of money if they did. But to touch on Zach's point about what would happen if he was gone, Juju Smith-Schuster is coming off a 1,400-yard season with 7 touchdowns. They'll be fine. I think you're right. Good. The kid Washington is also good. He'll be a fine number 2. Juju could be a number 1.
You put Switzer in the slot. Switch is
their run game obviously can sustain itself, but I think that offense is also takes on the identity of the head coach Mike Tomlin. So I think if Tomlin leaves,
he's not leaving.
You're gonna have changes there. You're gonna have big changes.
I agree with Zach. He ain't going nowhere.
I don't think so either. I think Brown's out.
My only question is,
I don't think any of them is going anywhere.
The only way AB stays is if Ben Roethlisberger just calls it a career and retires, which he definitely could do because he's been threatening to do it for years now. So he might.
I think he likes to play with the media. That's what I think.
Pittsburgh breeds wide receivers every year. Only reason Antonio Brown is really there is because Mike Wallace turned down the contract. That was Mike Wallace's money that he got.
Who else? Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, Santonio Holmes.
Right?
Hines Ward.
Hines Ward's an all-time great. Hines Ward doesn't count.
I'm saying they're receivers.
But since after what are you laughing at? Disrespectful. Go ahead, laugh at Hines Ward.
The question was, do they breed receivers? And so he was right.
Absolutely.
Hines Ward. It wasn't.
Yeah, but Hines Ward isn't like. He's not a Santonio Holmes or any of these other guys.
Right, he's better than them all. I don't know.
Right, yeah, he's a lot better. Don't throw Antoine Randall in with them either, all right? Don't disrespect them, okay? I'm tired of this bullshit. Anyway.
The whole question was good receivers.
Thank you, Boomer. Thank you. That's all I did. All I needed was a good receiver that came from Pittsburgh.
I don't know. You started laughing and it upset me, Boomer. That's all. That's all that happened.
Because somebody said Hines Ward and you said, well, he's an all-timer. Like, that was the whole point.
He is an all-time great. I love Hines Ward. All right. Do we want to make playoff picks? Is that what we're going to do now?
I'll make playoff picks.
Are we going to pick throughout the whole playoffs? So we're going to have to sit here and do the seeding, look at the seeding?
I mean, whatever you want to do.
All right, let's go. Let's do it right now.
We'll go back to it.
Let's go.
Let's start off with a wild card.
First round picks. Remember your picks. First round. Actually, we'll go one by one.
Yeah.
Who wants to go
first? Just
first?
a wild card.
No. We'll go the whole playoffs. We'll do it real quick. Who wants to go first?
We'll just pick the game. We'll just do it in a circle. You know what I mean?
What happens when we have different teams down the road?
You're right.
Well, we'll still know what game we're on.
Right.
All right, fine. All right, fine. So go, Boomer. You do the first game. We're not gonna do the order.
Game.
I don't know what.
Lowest seed. We'll go with the Colts. We'll start AFC.
Colts Texans.
Colts Texans. Colts win.
Me too. I got the Colts winning.
I got the Texans.
Colts.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really? Hold on. I never write it down. Where's my book? Where's the book?
I threw it to you, bro.
Hey, you know what you can do, Ron? Instead of wasting our time, you can re-listen to the podcast and write it down later.
Hey, you know how annoying that is to do? All right. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. All right, so 3 Colts, 1 Texan. Next game is Saturday, 8:15, Seahawks, Cowboys. I got the Cowboys.
That's tough, but I got the Cowboys just because they're playing at home.
I'm a Seahawks kind of guy here. I said the Cowboys all year were going to be good, but now it's Seahawks time. Russell Wilson playoffs clutch, taking down the Cowgirls at home.
Cowgirls.
Sunday, 1 o'clock, Chargers, Ravens. I got the Chargers. Still don't believe in Lamar Jackson football.
Yep, give me the Chargers, hands down.
Mike?
Sweet Chargers.
Boomer.
I was going to go Ravens. I read up on the game, looked at the stats from the first game. The Ravens got lucky, and they're playing a team twice in 3 weeks. There's no way they can do it again. Chargers.
Sunday, 4:40, Eagles, Bears. Give me those Mitchell Trubisky Chicago Bears.
This is the hardest game to pick for me.
Bears.
Taking the defense.
Really, I can't really pick. I'm going to go with my gut, and my gut's telling me Nick Foles and the Eagles take down the Bears at Soldier Field. Give me the Eagles.
I had the Eagles, and I'm flipping to the Bears only because I think if Foles' ribs are as bad as they are, he could have played 4 more snaps, so he would have got $1 million bonus. I think he would have tried to play. I think he's hurt pretty good. Now you're talking about
They'll give him that money anyway.
Khalil Mack will be in there. He's going to get roughed up. He's going to end up having a bad game. Bears.
There.
All right, so then the second round would be...
It'd be either Colts or Texans versus the Chiefs.
It's Kansas City, versus for us who have the Colts. And then you would still be Kansas City versus... No, then you'd have Kansas City versus Chargers.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
you picked Texans.
you see why this was crazy to do it this way?
All right, let's just do this round, and then next week we'll.
All right. So
No. Let's go.
No. Mike's right,
Go.
because it's going to be so crazy to try and reseed it every round like this. And what's your Super Bowl?
I got
Well,
Colts
repeat.
versus Saints.
Okay, I was going to say repeat
Come
your
on,
AFC.
Boomer.
Colts versus
Saints.
Saints? You're
Go
sick.
F yourself. I can't say the same thing now.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, that's what you were going to pick?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mike's Colts Saints. Wow.
I got Saints Chargers. I got the Chargers beating the
That's
Chiefs.
what I got. I got Saints
So
Chargers.
you had the same Super Bowl and we had the same
I got
Super
Saints
Bowl.
Chargers. Saints beating the
I'm going Colts Bears. There you go. Colts Bears.
Colts Bears?
Bears are going to beat the Saints. Defense is going to win it all.
I don't think so. but-
Bears won champions.
Dude, you got one it all. I got Saints winning it all.
All right,
Bears.
we might get cut off any second. So if we do, follow us at We The Fans Network on Instagram and Facebook. I'm at We The Fans _ Ron on Twitter. Mike's Whoop, there it is. Zach is at Zach _ Cestaro. That's with a C and 2 O's at the end. Boomer is at Live with Boomer or TCB, baby. See us next week and check us out. Peace.
I wish I had somebody like Grand Mayo and Wizard, you know? Like Grand Mayo and Wizard to shout out. I wish I could shout out somebody like that. Shout out to the Wiggly Worm. The Wiggly Worm to the Godfather. But seriously, I wish I had somebody like that. A real rap mentor. No real rap mentors. Yeah, Ronnie's my rap mentor. A million kids in the chairs, gaze and stare. Walk in the class, never thought of rap. Not because of that, they decided to change their act. It was funny how they would never care. Rap, money, clothes, get back, buddy, yo. If you ain't got that, then you ain't got crap. And a matter of fact, you should pack up and go. Cause I don't compare to most people. My hope negates all evils. I don't need no cathedrals. I get a rush from out my adrenal gland. Clash with my clan, and I get loot from Uncle Sam. And while y'all walk, I'm the one who ran. And when y'all talk, I don't understand, man. Change the game and uprise it. How y'all change the game, you're one-sided, man. I play for the team, trueness and beings. Wanna represent the group I am we. I don't do well with most violence. They say sex and eat. Co-sign 'em. Miss fans at the show when they wildin'. My fans at the show and get blinded. They can't validate my success. I exasperate my last breath. I don't need the views and I don't need the money. And for love, I'm in the market. Yup, I get up when I rhyme. And I don't punch, man, it's live. I had that rugrat aspire with that rap repertoire. I rage like I'm Al. I don't write, I freestyle. My whole life I've been loud. Spit 1, 2, knock you out. Never gonna go, never gonna own, never gonna run or hide. Never gonna blow, never gonna know, never gonna get the meaning of my life. One saw chops or lyrical drop draw. Steph Curry versus LeBron encore, y'all don't know. Oblivion got y'all can't see till I'm up in the box office. Yeah, and I roll like Tide, you know my vibe. Teach all day and I rap all night. It's easy to live if you don't have to try, yo. I don't understand, I'ma squash the basics. Stick to the plan and get ran like A6. I'm a Nick fan since Anthony Mason. I've been on point like Gary Payton. Y'all wanna talk to me and try to be cool, but the flow comes so awkwardly to you. I don't even rap with a tech, at the track with a pad, but I never spit a script in a sesh. Y'all be wildin', not freestyling. Spit it for me live when the clock is timing. Locked in line in Google driving. Y'all don't share with the folder I'm in. Y'all wanna rap with me, then let's rap. Y'all wanna scrap with me, then F that. I don't really care to get all stressed out. Woosah. Exhale, I don't really need to breathe and I exceed life-size guarantees with effort. Few degrees, but it doesn't seem as if I got it all from the lectures. About to be out, but I got one question. What do y'all do with your hip-hop? What do y'all do with your hip-hop? What do y'all do with your hip-hop sessions?